Bluff City Media presents the No Bluffing Podcast. Stepping up to the microphone are your hosts, Christian Ingram and Evan Hayes. Now, let's get to the show.
Grizz Nation, what it do? My name is Evan Hayes, and welcome to the No Bluffin Podcast, where we keep it all the way real, all the way raw, and all the way uncut. We are back with another week, another great episode. But as y'all can see, I have another new face in the building. My guy, Jared Davidson, great fan of the show, very knowledgeable guy. He's from the area, but he's still a Grizzlies fan because he's still from the city. I still classify him that. Thank you for doing the show with me, my guy. How you doing, my bro?
Oh, man, I'm doing good. This Monday started out about as a Monday as it could have been this morning. It's cold outside. It's still cold all day, dude. We got snow up here today, which is early November.
Yes,
I like
crazy.
snow. I like the cold, but early November, But no, man, we're doing good. We're doing good. Just trying to get through the day, man. We're doing good, though.
Yeah, it's a Monday, and of course, we go a little late because life be happening. But yes, we're going to bring y'all another good one. It's also cold up here. I had some snow flurries in Huntsville. It's kind of funny. This is a Memphis Grizzlies podcast with nobody. I'm not in Memphis. I'm not in Tennessee. You're not even in Memphis, but that's kind of funny. It's snow everywhere. So yeah, I hope y'all.
That's okay. Drew can't host a daily show, and he was in Corinth.
That's true. That's close to that's close to that. Not really. Anyway. We all know the Grizzlies, so y'all gonna keep it good. But yes, y'all show my boy Jared some love. We have been talking a lot about doing this lately, and it's gonna be a good one. So y'all show him some love. As always, you can follow us. It's No Bluffin Podcast on all platforms. Again, my boy Jared Davidson joins the show, and your host today are me and my boy Jared Davidson. You can follow us at No Bluffin at the No Bluffin Pod. You can follow my boy at JB Davidson _, and always you can follow me and my boy Chris at Critman _ and E11 Hayes. But without further ado, y'all know what the deal is. We gonna get this No Bluffing news started. As I always say, turn me up in the headphones a little bit. See, look, the Wi-Fi doing good today. As always, we start off with No Bluffing news, get the ticker going on the bottom. And our first is the Grizzlies unveiling new jerseys. If y'all have not been living under a rock this past weekend, the Grizzlies dropped their new remix of the Isaac Hayes alternate jerseys. They are a white with a blue trim. I'm gonna bring the picture up in a little second. But Jared, when you saw the drop, you saw the Instagram video, what was your first reaction? How do you feel about the jerseys?
It's an inverted. Well, the first one I thought was an inverted look of the 2022 ones, just because you go instead of go navy, you go with the white, and then you go with the more Beale Street blue, as they like to call it, on the trim and everything. First initial look, I really loved it. I loved the rollout they did, and then when you dive a little bit more into it, talking about the birthplace of Soul's, like one of soul music's greatest record labels, and Isaac Hayes, that they put on they even put his name on it. We were talking about it in the green room. When you dive more into it, just the trim and the detail they go into, especially on all their city jerseys, man, I love it. I love how they go all out with the Grizzlies. And yeah, here you go. You pulled it up.
Yeah, great jersey. I personally, out of all our Austin jerseys that we have this year, these are my favorite. Like you said, the details were great. I love just the video that they had rolled into with the kids at the Stack Museum and the local kids playing and all that, and all the guys and different. It just gives a very icy, and it's getting close to that icy type feel. So I personally love them. We were talking about in the green room. So I want to get the reaction and tell the people. I know everybody has like their number one, which is like the blue with the orange, not with the orange, with the yellow accessories and all that. Where does this one rank for you in like all the Grizz alternate jerseys, or does it or is it even close to the one that from the 2022 season that everybody talks about?
It's close for me. The 2022 will always be my number one. This one has a chance to be in that like kind of 1A, 1B conversation for me. But no, I like this one, number two. I like our black jerseys this year with the kind of like block Memphis as a throwback as well. Those are my one of my favorites, probably my top three, but these are definitely like number two, number three at the lowest right now. I think as far as alternates, since like Ja and Jaren have been here, I will say the teal Vancouver ones that we brought back, if they said Memphis, they would be in my top 3. If they replaced Vancouver with Memphis and didn't treat them as a true throwback and put Memphis instead of Vancouver on it, I think they would. I think they would be in my top 3. But yeah, this one's definitely number 2 for me.
I can see that. The Vancouver will always be my number 1 and 2. The teal and the white, those are just elite to me. I'm glad we brought both of those back. I personally like this one a little bit above the 2022 version. Like, I love those jerseys, but I feel like a lot of people like associate those jerseys with the time that was saying, and for great. So like, that was our last great season. We went further in the playoffs. Ja was playing at an All-NBA level. When it comes to just aesthetically pleasing, I got these slightly, like very much slightly, but I just love the icy and it's getting cold. So maybe I'm feeling nostalgic because it's like getting cold right now. But these are, for me personally, these are my number 3 of like all-time Grizz awesomeness right now.
These are the first true white jerseys, like, you know, icy white jerseys that like the Grizzlies have put out. You know, they have I can't remember what they call their regular road whites or home whites that they wear right now. But like, this is the most crisp white jerseys I think and uniforms in general that the Grizzlies have put out. I like that they mixed the Beale Street blue on the trim with the white. I think it's the first real time we've seen it, because whenever we've seen white, it's been the navy blue and the lettering. But they brought it in perfectly. Yeah, you see Edie there as well. One thing I do like too, I will say, one thing that I like more about this white uniform than the navy blue is that on the navy blue jersey, which I think the Memphis is more kind of the Memphis on the white jerseys is more crisp to me. It feels like it's just sharper. And the other one, I understand the design on it, but it's like, I think it's curved a little bit. And I do like this one in the kind of remixed, and it's kind of like an introverted look of it, or inverted.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. The Memphis is way more prominent on this one, and I feel like that just emphasizes the Memphis more. So, you know, of course, we're like splitting hairs on the details, but I definitely see what you're saying. But yes, great jersey. I really hate that. I feel like I want to say we're in a few franchises, but we are the most promising franchise that every one of our other jerseys outside of our home and away jerseys look way better than our home and away. Like, every single one of them. Like, our home and away jerseys are so plain. Like, personally, I know I'm in a minority. I personally like the grit and grind era home and away jerseys better than the ones we have now. I personally can't stand our home and away jerseys. That's also
before Nike took it over too. That's also before Nike took over uniforms. They were still the Adidas uniforms.
Yeah, like, I like the regular Adidas uniforms better than our current Nike ones. But when it comes to just overall our Arsenal jerseys, we do not miss. Like, we haven't had any like bad looking jerseys. I rather think long and hard. At least since like in the John Jaren, I really have to think about a bad jersey we've had. Oh no, in the John
Jaren era, we have not had a bad alternate. The only alternate that I will say that the Grizzlies have failed on, and I'm not sure the entire backstory, but they were just playing ugly on the court, was the green and yellow ones.
Oh yes, the green and yellow. Terrible.
Yeah.
I still don't understand the significance of that one. Like, I think everyone hated those. I feel like, and every time, like, I think it was like 2K11, 2K12, every time like someone else used the Grizz, they would use those jerseys against me. Yeah. I'm like, oh, look how early y'all jerseys. I'm like, because my rules, I couldn't use the Grizzlies because I used them so much. So whoever I was playing this, look at how bad y'all jerseys are. So yeah, those are terrible. One very underrated one we can get off of, goes to the next topic. I love our Memphis Pros, not the Memphis Sounds, the Memphis Pros jerseys from like 08, 09. They were blue.
Oh yeah.
I have the straight picture. They were blue with the red trim with the white lettering. Mm-hmm. I love those jerseys. Those ABA style jerseys. Those are hard.
The one, so when who was it? Matt Barnes who was here when we had the red ones? The first red ones, really. Yeah, Sounds ones. And then we did like a remix kind of the sound, not true Sounds to it, but it was like a red uniform last year. Yeah. That I really liked that. It looked like more crisp in that one. But those ones I feel like those don't get enough love and talked about. I love those. I think back in my dad's house, I have a red Gasol Sounds jersey back in my dad's house.
Yeah, but they should definitely bring the original back. But we can talk jerseys all day. We have a great jersey department, but it's all about what we do in the jerseys. But we'll talk about that a little later. And again, my guy Woke Dog. Yes, we're glad to have you back. Chris is still a part of the show. He's just dealing with some life stuff right now, but he will be back very soon. That's why you seen different faces. You see my boy Jared right now. You see Paris Sharkey, my boy Xavier Dotson. So yes, Chris is still here. I'm not replacing Chris, or we're not kicking Chris out. Chris is a part of No Bluffing. He's the reason why No Bluffing is here. But life happens. He's a husband, he's a father. Real life things happen. So but Chris would be back.
And he's back in school, right? Too.
Yes, he's finished. Yeah, like he just finished his degree at Austin P, and then he's starting up another one as well. So like, I get it. Busy man with 2 kids, 2 small kids as well. Life, all that. So Chris is coming back, but we still gotta hold it down for our boy regardless. We're gonna go to number 2. Unfortunately, the Memphis Tigers college football playoff hopes are done as they lost last Saturday at home against Tulane 38-32, snapping one of the longest home winning streaks in college football, 11-game home win streak. We were texting about it that game, and I was very much upset the way we lost that game. Before I give my thoughts, Jared, what were your thoughts? I know you didn't go to the University of Memphis, but obviously you're from the area. But what was your thoughts on, frankly, us killing our chances of being in the college football playoff?
Well, okay, so I always like to say one game doesn't kill it. This just kind of put that nail in the coffin. You should not have been in the position to where this game eliminates you because of the UAB game. Exactly. So that's where I stand on that one. But I mean, you can't get down that early, or you can't get down early, that big, that early. That's what I'm trying to say here. Let's see. I'm trying to pull up the score because I thought I had it pulled up, but I guess not. But just there was one, I think it was the 4th down that kind of sealed the game where Memphis didn't convert it. And kind of like we saw in the Tennessee-Georgia game when they missed that field goal, false start killed it. Killed any chance of that happening. It's 4th and 3. Evan, you've been around football long enough. In those situations, you cannot false start and put your team in a worse position, because then you have to change the play call. They may have had a great play call and invert like a design pick play on like an out route or something to where they can, at least roll on one side and get the first down and have a chance to win the game. But then you false start. And it wasn't even a lineman that false started. It was a receiver who they have to watch. And you have to watch the ball as a receiver, like, because you're not always going to hear your quarterback. You have to watch the ball majority of the time. That part, it just cannot happen.
It cannot happen at all. And again, I don't want to give people excuses or give us excuses. Of course, Brandon Lewis, he did all he could to play.
But yeah,
he's been hobbled. Yes, he's been hobbled since the UAB game. He's dealing with a lower leg, I believe, ankle injury. So he basically played until he couldn't play no more. I found a stats right now. He still went 29 for 34, 317 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. So he just literally couldn't walk anymore. But then they brought Arrington Maiden in, who again has not taken a lot of meaningful snaps this season, and it's
not
hard
completed a pass before.
Got to be in. Exactly. But still, you don't put yourself in that position against frankly a good Tulane team, but a team that you should beat, especially at home. Like, I believe we were going to be the 12th seed. If the playoffs started last week, we would have been the 12th seed. And now after that second loss, we've dropped out of the top 25, out of the college football rankings. I know we have like a less than 3% chance of making a playoff now. We need a lot of help. We might not even win our freaking conference at this point, because I believe right now it's like
you got UCF 2 conference losses
in North Texas. Yeah, you got 2 conference losses, so it's bad. I'm going to the comment. Of course, what's up, saying? Yeah, keep going, bro.
Go on. I mean, you look at it, so I'm trying to look at it. Yeah, Lewis, 29-34. You allow 35 of the 38 points in that game in the first 2 quarters. And then you're trying to come back and play from behind the entire game. Defense, props to them. They locked it up in the second half. But then again, you get 2 stops in the first half. You win the game. Like, you gotta find stops early in the game. You can't always be coming from behind, and that's what Memphis found themselves in. And that's kind of how they lost the UAB game too. They found themselves behind and couldn't rally late.
It's something about Memphis teams and not coming out with energy and trying to come from behind and not coming on short. But we'll talk about that a little. I don't want to spoil what we're gonna get to. But I need my brother's for me. I think AJ is gone. Gone. I don't know. I think it was very interesting that he didn't get the backup job. He did play decently well in the UAB game. I know on Twitter he tweeted like something like "my time is coming" or something like that. Is his job to lose next year? I believe so. Gone? I don't know about that. Of course, the day of the transfer portal, everybody's moving all the time. But I did think it was very interesting that Hill didn't get the nod to back up Belu.
Yeah, I mean, the only other team I can think of in the same kind of spot as Memphis as the quarterback spot is Mississippi State with Blake Shapen and I can't remember, it's like Kyron something. But he's a freshman. He's like their star freshman who everyone's like, hey, bring him in. He's gotten some playing time, but the coaches know that, hey, your time is literally next year. Shapen's, been here. He's going to help transition this thing to you. And so I don't know if AJ is going to be gone, but he very well could be. Some team could see the value in that and who needs a quarterback and be like, hey, we can offer you something more that I guess Memphis, doesn't have. It also depends on how the coaching carousel goes. There's 13 open jobs right now, and Ryan Silverfield's name has been linked to several. So that's another big thing, because I think if Silverfield stays at Memphis, AJ stays. But if Silverfield's gone, I think AJ and several others are gone too.
I'm glad you brought that up. That's right where I wanted to go into with this. Ryan Silverfield, he has been in Memphis for 4 seasons now, 5 seasons, 5, so even more than I thought. Yes, because he was there all the way. Yeah, so he's 6 years.
Because he took over for Norvell, right?
Yeah, he took over after Norvell. So yes, he has gotten wins, but hasn't made a college football playoff. Still hasn't made a college football playoff, and he has had a thing about losing games you shouldn't lose. So I know I have my opinion, but what do you think about the state of Ryan Silverfield? And even if he wants to return, should he be the guy to bring Memphis into the next few years? Because a lot of people saying he should be gone.
You can't fire him. If he leaves, it's because he takes a job somewhere else. I don't think you can fire Silverfield simply because he's gotten you close. But in today's day and age, as a G5 where only one team gets a bid, if you fire him, who do you bring in? I know someone will want to come in and coach, but in the American Conference, the job is not as valuable as it would be in a Big 12 or an ACC. So if you fire him, the people you bring in may go 4-8, and that's just a sad reality of college football right now. But if he does go, it's because he goes on his own. And honestly, as a fan of a team who is looking for a college football coach right now and is about a 5-hour drive down I-40, send him to Northwest Arkansas, please. But you can't fire him, man. If he goes, it's got to be on his own terms because somewhere offered him a good deal. And I think he is gone this offseason, but not because he gets fired. It's because someone is seeking after him and hires him.
I wish I could agree with you, but the emotional Memphis fan in me is saying, "Get this man up out of my school, bro." I love the Florida State wins. I love the Arkansas wins, like all these big wins against Power 5 teams or Power 4 teams over the years. But you have to win in your conference. Like, you have to take care of business in your conference. We keep losing to UTSAs and Navies and UABs, like all these bad losses over the years. Like, it's unexcusable, bro. Like,
well, and then even your
coach in the conference,
even your Arkansas win doesn't look great because they're 2-7.
It doesn't. They're bad. They're bad. I'm trying to look at his tenure under Ryan Silverfield. I'm really trying to see how many that conference championships have he won, because I know it isn't as many as it should be. We're trying to see right now. Silverfield. He has a record of 21-16. Does that sound right?
Football conference titles. Yeah, that kind of sounds right. Wait, no, he's been there since. Was there a coach between him and Norvell? I don't think so, right?
He got here in 2019.
Yeah, so that's when Norvell left. And the last time Memphis won the conference was the last year of Mike Norvell in 2019.
So you're telling me in 6 years, and you have by far the best recruiting, the best facilities, dang near the best roster every year, and you can't win one conference championship? Come on, bro. Like, it's in the results.
Oh, man.
As my brother said, it's like shooting 60% from half court, but only 35%. That's a great analogy, Elwood. That is a perfect analogy. the teams that we unquote shouldn't beat, or like the games that we shouldn't win, or tough games, we win those games. But the games that are gimme games or games that shouldn't be stressors, we lose those games. So I can't have a guy here that doesn't have results. Like if we came in this game undefeated, okay. But after the UAB game and now this game too, because both of the games, like you said, ended the same way. Went down big early, had an opportunity, and through undisciplined play calling and undisciplined play on the field, had flags that put us back and all that. Like you said, that 4th and 3 turned to 4th and 8, and then it was a great ball by Maiden. A homeboy just didn't. I think it was Davenport, number 4. I can't remember his name. Like, he just did catch the ball, and that just sealed your season. Like, especially with the current playoff, you have to be there. Like, you tell me James Madison is gonna get the freaking G5 spot instead of Memphis? Come on, like you ask any normal college football fan, they would put Memphis over James Madison because it's just off name recognition alone. You're gonna put James Madison in G5 instead of Memphis. Like, that's crazy to me, dude.
Yeah, JMU was close to getting in who was their head coach? They were close to getting in last year, I thought, before their head coach left, because they were really good for 2 years ago. But I mean, that's the thing though. I mean, you look at it, you're 4-2 in conference, and there's 5 teams with 1 loss ahead of you. It's dang near impossible to get to the conference championship game. And even if you do, and you win your conference, you have to rely on James Madison to mess up too. So you're relying on at least, at minimum, 5 teams in front of you to mess up.
The odds are not in our favor. And if you're Memphis, you can't have that. Like,
no.
Same way I feel about the basketball team. We're playing a weaker conference, and we keep trying to go to other conferences like the Pac-12 or the Big 12. This is not helping our case by losing to UABs and Tulanes at home. No wonder the Big 12 rejected us, because we can't take care of business in our own conference. How do you expect to go to another conference, a better conference, if we can't take care of business in our own?
It's true. I mean, it's God, man, like it's one of those things. Like, as someone who does keep up with Memphis sports, being from the area and being with Bluff City Media, if you want to get to a big conference, which everyone keeps talking about it, Big 12, you put in that big offer and they said no, your best chance to get out of the American or the old AAC, whatever you want to call it still, was when Cincinnati, Houston, UCF, and who was that? No, there was another team that joined the Big 12. There's a 4th. Anyways, it was Big 12. Okay, yeah. It was
anyway, yeah.
Cincinnati, Houston. Anyways, when those teams left, UCF and then Colorado and BYU joined the Big 12. When those teams left and joined the Big 12, that was your best chance back when the big realignment happened. And now you're unfortunately stuck in what is G5 hell because of things like this.
No room for error at all.
No. And
when you don't take advantage of that, and I'm gonna curse a little bit, shit the bed against teams that you shouldn't beat, teams that you should beat, this would happen. So, like, bro, my mentions were going crazy. Like, all my friends, they like go here. My last school, that they like, man, if Memphis played Georgia or LSU, we'll kill them. I said, well, I can't say that. I can't say we can't. If we can't beat freaking Tulane and UAB, like. It just comes.
Win
the games that matter, and Ron Silverfield has not done that.
One of the last years of the 4-team playoff, they put Cincinnati in and they got murdered. So,
just come to the dance, bro. If you make it to the dance, you never know what may happen, bro. Just at least make it to the dance.
Not a single team. Not a single team last year that had a bye made it past their first game. So.
Just make it to the dance, bro. You can't. We hate from outside the club because we can't get in. We gotta stop hating from outside the club, bro. Can we get in the club for once, Ron Silverfield? That's all I'm asking.
Oh.
And it makes me mad, bro. Because I thought this was our year, bro. Real talk. I thought this was our year.
Oh yeah,
But yes, we have to wait.
Everyone was
another
talking
year.
about. Yeah, everyone was talking about how it could have been, that 2019 vibes of, when he went to the Cotton Bowl and lost to Kansas State. I think that's who it was, or Penn State, one of the two. But unfortunately, he just fell short, man.
State. Fell short, can't have it. But that's all we have for No Bluffing News. We will be right back from a short 3-minute break, and me and JB will talk about all things Memphis Grizzlies. If I'm going crazy. 3, 2.
Looking for an alternative to alcohol or conventional medicine? Check out Ounce of Hope, a Memphis-based dispensary with 2 local stores in the Sanderland Center and on South Cooper Street. You can get all the products you need in a location convenient to you. Each store offers an intentional shopping experience with dedicated bud tenders to answer all of your questions, from product selection and mushroom blends to our personal favorite, the Delta 9 seltzers. You gotta try the Peach Buzz. Try Ounce of Hope at either one of their 2 Memphis stores or at www.ounceofhope.com for convenient products shipped right to your door. Use the promo code BluffCity for 15% off any order, excluding sale items. Cannot be used in conjunction with other promotions or discounts. One use per customer.
Well, that's a pretty good answer. The correct answer is the Grizzlies will be better if Ja plays 70 games. We can talk all we want about who's going to play where and who's going to get the minutes, and Jalen's minutes and Coward's minutes, and KCP, is he starting? Is he coming off the bench? And is Scotty the backup point guard? And Ty Jerome, what sort of role is he going to have? And can he be really big for us? And, how's Brandon Clark? We can talk all of that stuff. What matters for this team's success is that Ja Morant's playing 70 games. Period.
Well, you know what? I can tell you this much. I want to argue with you, but I can't argue with you. The team is still built around him being great and available, and Jaren being great and available.
Tune in to the Night Court Podcast with your hosts, Rob Fisher and Brevin Knight, on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel. In the heart of the Highland Strip for 27 years, Trilogy Tattoo has helped tell stories for Memphians for generations. Located at 530 South Highland, Richie and his team are waiting to help you tell yours.
From tattoos to piercings, your body art should be as unique as you are. Voted a Memphis Flyer top 3 tattoo shop in the city of Memphis since day one. Your story will be safe here at Trilogy Tattoo.
Open 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday, 11 to 11, and 3 to 11 on Sundays. They have convenient times waiting on you. Let Trilogy Tattoo help you tell your story.
Not being on the stage. Oh wow. Not me not being on the stage. Anyway, let's act like that didn't happen. I had to refresh my browser because y'all know my Wi-Fi will trip out. But again, we're back with No Bluffin Podcast. I'm Evan Hayes. My guy right here is Jared Davidson. As always, you can follow us on the No Bluffin Pod. Follow my boy at JB Davidson _. And again, follow me and my boy Chris at Critman _NE11 Hayes. Well, what y'all here for is us to talk about our Memphis Grizzlies. The last time I was on here last Monday, the Grizzlies had yet to play the Detroit Pistons and their week of games. But in that week of games, we have had different results, some ups and downs. That's what we're going to talk about, our Grizz week in review. From the last time that I was on here, the Grizzlies have gone 1-3, lost to the Pistons on Monday, the Rockets on last Wednesday. We got a win against the Mavericks on Friday, and we lost to the Oklahoma City Thunder on yesterday. JB, give me your thoughts on the last week in Grizzlies basketball.
Oh man, where to start? You had slow starts against Houston and Detroit as well. You had slow starts against Houston and Detroit. Sorry if you hear my dog barking in the background. But I mean, but in those games, you were still competitive. Like in the Houston game, yeah, you lost by 15, but it never felt like you were down by that much. I felt like you were staying competitive. Cedric Coward shot 2 of 10, and if you told me that, I was in the house. I was in the house for that game on last Wednesday. But if you would have told me, like, if someone would have come up to me and said, "Hey, Seth's shooting 2 of 10," I would have called them crazy just by the eye test, because like he just was impacting winning basketball. And then obviously you had a get right game against Dallas. You won that game that you should have. I don't know why he's barking so bad downstairs right now. But you had a get right game. You blew him out pretty much. You only won by 14. But first half you got up big. In the third quarter for a little bit, you got about 35. And then the Thunder happened, where you played a great first half again and then got complacent with the 3 ball, and the ball stopped moving as fast as it did in the first half. Now, granted, you knew that Oklahoma City was going to make a run. They're the defending champions and look better than they did last year somehow without J-Dub. So, yeah, you look at it, you go, and since the last week you've done the show, the Grizzlies went 1-3. But you look at it, it's a much better 1-3 than the results before the last show. So there's improvements being made. We're getting somewhere at least.
Yes, I agree. I believe the title of Sane show today was "There's Progress in Patience" or something like that, or the progress.
Yeah.
There's something like that. It was
Patience and
something like that.
progress.
Shout out to Patience and Progress. I had it flipped. But yes, I agree. If you just look at the box scores, 1-3 never sounds good. But I am more optimistic on what I've seen over the past few weeks compared to last week. My whole thing that jumps out to me just watching all those games is just we haven't put together a full 48 minutes of basketball yet. Because there are some stretches in all those games where we look like a damn good basketball team, where we're being very competitive, the ball moving great, the defensive rotations are great. Then there's other times we're giving up open threes, we can't make a shot, we're turning the ball over and stuff like that. So it's just putting together a full 48 minutes. That's what I want to see. Like during the Pistons game, like, yeah, you got it.
I mean, you look at the Raptors, Pistons, and Rockets game. Let me double check that on the Rockets game. You put up good fourth quarters in all 3 of those games where, the game was kind of already out of reach. So we saw glimpses of what this team could be. And then Dallas and OKC, you put together a great first half. In the second half, you couldn't do anything. Now we just got to find a way to gel it. And I think we're getting closer and closer to gelling it. It's going to take a few more tries. It's going to be a good road trip in a sense where you're away from home. You have a chance to, for the first time really this year, to be with just the team and not any outside noise, it feels like. So, yeah, you got a chance to kind of gel a little bit, and I think people undervalue the aspect of going on a road trip, especially at the pro level. You got 4 games in the next 8 days or something like that. 7 days, apologies. You have a back-to-back coming up tomorrow night and Wednesday in New York and Boston, and then the Cavs and Spurs after that to round out the road trip. 2-2 in that span is going to make me feel good. Like I said, we're getting somewhere. We just got to start finally gelling it together and keep winning games against teams below 500. We're 4-0 against teams below 500. We're 0-7 against teams above 500. You're going to have to start winning games against good teams eventually. But I'm glad that we're getting this rough patch now, and I'm glad we're figuring out how to do it against really good teams who there's a good chance we're fighting for a playoff spot later in the year.
Yeah, I want to ask you on that, and I agree with you, but I want you to really flush out that thought. What have you been seeing to think that we're gelling and things are kind of coming together slowly but surely despite the losses?
Everyone's getting confident in each other. You saw it with the ball movement in the first half of Oklahoma City. 21 assists on 23 made baskets, and that was because everyone trusted the decision they were making. Now, granted, what derailed it in the second half was because we got complacent with the 3 ball, and Ja kind of started, and not just Ja, everyone kind of started kicking out of the drives to the paint. And if you go up with some of those, it's a different story, and you make them. I like how the team is playing together, and you're finally seeing spurts of the speed kills offense where everyone's involved, but everyone being involved is now starting to lead to Ja and Jaren being more emphasized over the last few games. Jaren got a few downhill good looks, spinning on the low block and the low post to get some good shots to fall. Ja is getting aggressive in the lane. Now, granted, he did tweak his back a little bit. You saw him holding it, and that's why every shot was left short, but he's getting his shot. So you're starting to see that emphasis with the other guys flowing around those two, and especially Ja and Jaren working better off ball now since that Lakers game. So that's what
Yeah.
that's why I like the direction we're heading.
Yeah, I definitely see what we didn't see in the first few games. Jaren being the focal points, and I don't want to get into our next topic too soon, but it's a good segue into it. I see Jaren being the focal point, and guys just filling the gaps around him. Like, of course, guys like Cedric Howell, who's just no matter what, like they're being positive every time they touch the floor. But guys like KCP, you see he's shooting the ball a little bit better. You see guys like Jalen Wells, but it's all coming off the back. Jock Lundale shooting the ball way better. In the first few games, he couldn't make a shot. Now he's our best three-point shooter. We're seeing guys feed off the backs of Ja and Jaren. That's what I like to see. When it comes to the offense, I have a love-hate relationship with it. Probably just because we're not hitting shots. And the games that we're in aren't hitting shots, it doesn't look great. And then the games that we are, it looks great. We just need more consistency in that. We need to see more games where Ja is shooting 40 to 45% from the field consistently, Jaren getting his touches and all that. Because right now I feel like we're getting extremes. We're getting some games, Ja and Jaren look great and they're getting all the touches, and then there's other games where the shots aren't falling and Ja and Jaren aren't the focal points of the offense. We need to mellow out a little bit.
Yeah, and the last two games, we have seen that, we saw Ja getting his looks. We saw Jaren getting his looks more in the second half of the last few games. But yeah, they may not be shooting well right now, and hopefully that improves. I think it will, because neither of them, Ja didn't have a preseason, but he was running in practice. Jaren did not have any offseason to work with the team. And I think we're finally starting to see that kind of come to fruition. And just shooting great from the free throw line. That's your brother just alluded to it perfectly. Ja's not getting to the line as much as he would like to, but he's shooting great at the free throw line, which shows that he's getting more aggressive in driving. It's just going to take a little bit to get those foul calls. But they are starting to shoot more and more than the early part of the season. And I think we're going to start to see some of those fall because they're getting more comfortable. You heard Ja talk about he's getting the shots that he wants. So they're getting more comfortable. They're just got to get the shot to fall.
Also, Jaren, I know we talked about in the post-game battles. We haven't talked about it on this show yet. I believe against the Mavericks game, Jaren and Iisalo had a big moment where coming off the floor, Jaren said, I feel like I know where the F I'm going now.
Yep.
And they hugged it out. So, you love to see those things. Like you see Said as being great regardless. You're seeing guys like Vince Williams, and he didn't play the first few games of the season. He's starting to find his groove a little bit. Cam Spencer, he's playing well. It's just we're not doing it enough to come out with wins yet. But I'm seeing positive things to hopefully produce wins. And I'm not gonna look because I see the cam on the screen right now. So hopefully, I'm gonna stay locked in right here.
I'll try. I have it right here as well.
But yes, like we're seeing good things. And I kind of want to talk about Ja a little bit because of course, the last time we did this show, we was talking about how Ja was not happy and how he was coming off a suspension and all that. So now in a week's time, things are seem to be changing. I don't know if you guys look at his post-game interview in the locker room after last game.
I have to look at it a little bit.
Yeah, he seemed to be a lot more jubilant, seemed a lot more relaxed. Like he didn't seem bothered at all. He was even joking with some of the guys. Like one interviewer asked him a question like, how is it trying to win games with a new group? He sat there and counted the returners and he said 1, 2, 3. We got 11 returners. He said, if I knock down shots, it's a different story. Yeah. So he's like you said, he's getting the looks that he wanted. He wants, and he's just not falling right now. But the fact that he feels good walking away from the game, that tells me that the team feels good despite the record being 4-7.
And that little statement that you just said, if I'm knocking down shots tonight, it's a different story.
Yep.
He knows it. Yeah. Us fans are frustrated a little bit at the shot not falling. He knows it. And he knows that he has to be better. And he alluded to it. And that's what I love. A guy who is
accountability
aware of he's not playing to what he knows is his best ability. And he knows he's going to be better. I like that he did say in that interview that he is getting to his spots. He's getting the shots he wants. He just has to hit them. And that's the progress. Week 1 / the first week and a half, he was not getting to his spots outside of the 30-point opener and the game winner. Look to now, he's getting to his spots. Now that shot will start to fall, hopefully on this road trip, especially.
And I think it will because, like my brother said before, he's shooting. The touch is there. He's shooting 90% from the field. So it's like the touch is there. I don't say hate, but I don't like he's selling for threes a little bit too much. Like he's taking deep threes. Like he's he's taking them. But again,
I will say a
also,
few of those
Mhm.
deep threes in the Thunder game were because he was pissed off about the calls he was not getting.
yeah, but it's also on top of that, he just be even killed. But
Yep.
Jaza, he's an emotional, but he's a leader.
His
He
heart's
knows
on his
that.
sleeve in a game.
Exactly, hearts on his sleeve. But he also said, also in the post game interview, y'all went on a whole spiel about me attacking the rim and getting hurt. So now y'all saying I'm not attacking the rim enough. What do y'all want? I
I
get
think
that.
he's still trying to
I
figure out
get
that
it.
happy medium.
Yeah, he's trying to figure that happy medium way, but I feel like this is a good road trip against good teams, against good guards. Like he's playing against Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell, and Jalen Brown in 3 of these 4 games.
And you have Darius Garland back in the Cavs too now.
And DG as well, Tennessee dude as well. So you're gonna be playing guys. They're gonna bring the best out of you.
Yep.
It's just all up to Ja Morant to bring that competitiveness, which we know he can, which he know he will, and just get to his spots.
And since the Houston game, he's been doing it.
I really want him working that mid range. Yeah, but I really want him to work that mid range because when he
Yes.
shoots the mid range, he needed a higher clip than he has in previous seasons. It just sometimes, like you say, he's trying to find the in between game of getting out to the rim and selling for the 3. But his mid range is pretty effective right now. He just doesn't use as much as he probably could.
And it's a confidence building thing too. I saw clips from his rookie and second year where, you know, the footwork where he was getting these ball fakes and getting defenders to bite different ways. I feel like we're starting to see that come back a little bit. And I think once he finally officially rebuilds that confidence, and we're about to see hopefully I don't want to say resurgence because he was great last year when he played at the end of the year.
Yeah.
But you're going to see him return to form and get out of this slump because it wouldn't be returning resurgence is when you've played bad for a long period of time. He's dropped a 35 bomb this year. He has a game winner. We're not too far removed from that. So it's just a slump.
Yeah.
So
And do you think once Ja gets his shot going, because we're gonna say when, not if, because we both feel like he's
Yes.
going to, build it. Because right now we're 26th in the league in field goal percentage. We're shooting 43.8% from the field on average this year so far. So do you think once Ja gets that going, just naturally this is gonna just bring the ceiling up and just bring the overall production up of this team?
Oh, 100%. I mean, you've already seen the guys around him starting to hit shots at a higher clip. KCP, Jalen Wells' shots gotten better. Cedric has looked good, obviously. Cam is hunting his shots, which we did not have that with one Luke Kennard. He is
Atlanta's problem now.
Yeah, Atlanta's problem now. He's hunting his shots. You have guys whose shots are finally starting to fall from outside. Once he finally starts getting that shot to fall, the floor raises and the ceiling raises even more.
I can see that. I can see it as well because I've seen slightly improvement because last time we did this show last week, we were ranked in the bottom 5 at 3-point percentage. Now we're 22nd. We're still in the bottom, but it's slightly raised a little bit.
Up.
It's a step up. Right now we're shooting 33.9% from 3. Still not great, but if we could get around like middle of the pack league where we're maybe shooting 35 to 37%, I'm not gonna be mad at that.
A Grizzlies team shooting middle of the pack in 3-point throughout the entire league is a deadly Grizzlies team because they've never been a great 3-point shooting team. If you can get a Grizzlies team who sits around that 14 to 18 area in 3-point ranking, this team's gonna have make problems for other teams.
And a big part is the guy that my brother, he might as well be doing the show with us at this point because he got all the things we're going to take anyway. But Ty Jerome,
he's waiting on the Packers to kick off.
He is waiting for. Yeah, I think the Packers. He probably texts me about that in like 5 minutes about that. Honestly, him and his Packers are crazy. But anyway, a big part of that, what we haven't seen is Ty Jerome. We see him. He's slowly is truly accolading himself back into basketball. You see, he stays with the ball on the bench. I think that's very funny. He wants to hoop so bad the whole time he has a ball on the bench. That's the guy that I feel is really going to unlock his offense. Yes, yep. Edie's close to returning, but having Ty, a guy that can spread the floor and facilitate as well in Isalo's offense, I just think this team is just the ceiling. This team is just going to raise even more at that. So I really can't wait to try to get back
and go to Edie. I see you looking at it. And go into. I see you looking at it because I saw it too.
For everybody know, we're both wrestling fans, and something very big is happening through the hour right now, and we're trying not to freak out. So stay with us for like 15 more minutes.
Yeah. So I lost a train of thought. Oh yeah. So you bring in Edie. John's gonna get a lot better inside looks with Edie because he can back guys out of the way. Like that's an underrated part that I just kind of thought of earlier today. When Edie gets back, the paint opens up, and obviously with Jerome in this offense, he's gonna hit some shots. He loves playing in the FedEx Forum too.
Every time he played in the FedEx Forum, he had a big
30.
game. And I feel like he 30, damn near 30 every single time.
Yep.
So yes, love to see Ty Jerome back, love to see ED. And I feel like those are the two missing pieces of this offense right now, because having a set screen that can make space, a better inside presence where we can rebound, also a guy we can throw it into, because one thing we talk about in post-game bounce, we haven't talked about right here. We have a very hard time right now allocating and creating offense when Jaren isn't going. A lot of times last year with Edie, sometimes we just throw it to him with 5 seconds left. He just dunked on a dude or get a post hook. We did that a lot last year.
It's a safety valve. Yep.
It's a safety valve. So having Edie there, I feel like even then can open up the offense even more, because we don't just have to depend on Ja or whoever's handling the ball just to make offense at the same time. So that's another thing people aren't thinking about either.
No, it's not. And those two guys, Edie's close to coming back. Jerome gets reevaluated in a week from today. So we're getting close to, I think, unlocking. Yeah, we don't know when BC's coming back. We know Pip's not back till after New Year, more than likely. But just adding these two guys, who I think are the two most impactful guys that are out right now, it's going to open up so much more. And yes, it'll take them a minute to get acclimated. Well, maybe not Ty Jerome as much, because he did play in the preseason.
Yeah.
But Edie will take a minute to get acclimated fully. But this team, you're really going to start to see that offense open up.
Yeah, I do want to pivot a little bit, because we talked about all the negatives in this past week. But I want to talk about the negatives a little bit, just so we can keep it partial. So what didn't you like that you saw over this past week that you want to see improving into this hard road trip?
The turnovers, they're coming in flurries. And like you saw it against Oklahoma City in the third quarter. Limit it to one turnover. Don't let one turnover impact the next offensive possession, which we have seen so much through the first 11 games. Don't let them snowball into more and more. Just have one. Okay, it didn't happen. It happened. It's over. Go to the next play.
Yeah, I can see that. Right now, our turnovers aren't bad in totality. We're 11th in the league right now in turnovers, like from the top, and we're only giving up 14.6 turnovers a game, which isn't terrible. You want to keep that around 12, 13, but like you said, it's coming in bunches, and they come in pivotal points of the game where we don't need it. Like it comes in the second half where we just go 5 stretches in a row with a turnover, and it's just like that kills momentum that allow the other team to get in. That's exactly what happened in the Oklahoma City game. We kept turning the ball over. We kept keeping possessions to one shot, and they let OKC get the momentum going. So I agree with you on turnovers. And also, like I said before, I just want to emphasize it. We just got to find other ways to score. Yeah. We just got to find other ways to score. Because sometimes if we're not hitting shots from the outside, we don't have a set inside game yet. Outside of Jaren post-ups, we don't have really. I can get there, but we talked about how Ja's. I hope the Wi-Fi didn't just trip out too bad. we know Ja isn't getting the calls that he wants going into rim. So we just need an inside-out presence. That's the only thing I really want to see. I know we have this free-flowing offense with guys like KCP hitting shots and Sid and all that. We just need something for sure going towards the rim.
Yeah, 100%.
I know.
I know.
we got 10. Give me 10 minutes. Give me 10 minutes.
And 10 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna pivot to our last topic because it's getting good, and it's
getting really good.
It's getting really good. But we're gonna pivot to our last topic today. Y'all appreciate y'all hanging with us. Isalo's relationship with the Stars. This is something I wanted to hit on, and we're gonna try to keep this under 10 minutes. We know last week how the tumultuous and Tuomas Iisalo, and how Jaren did his body language and look good. Of course, the things of that nature. But now it seems like the tide is turning a little bit. Yeah. But I also want to talk about how Iisalo is using Ja and Jaren. In the last 5 games, I had the stat. Ja is averaging 15 points, 9.2 assists, 3.8 rebounds, but only 27.6% from the field and 10.7% from 3, but also 33 minutes a game. So his minutes have gone up, but his numbers, his efficiency isn't there. Jaren, he's staying pretty consistent. He's averaging about 17 points and 5.5 rebounds on like 50% from the field. So Jaren, he's playing normal. It just, to me, it doesn't seem like his impact is what it normally is, at least from this small sample size we got. How do you
No,
feel like the relationship has been, and how do you feel like they've been used properly with Iisalo?
I feel like since the Dallas game where they finally clicked in that first half, it's improving because I think he's fine. I think T.I. kind of realized that he has to listen to his star players a little bit to an extent in this league, and he can't just run a tight ship Euro ball. And then from Ja and the Jaren standpoint, like Jaren looks more confident going to his spots regardless now. And I think you're going to start to see in the production from both really increasing soon. Jaren's shooting pretty decent this year, I'm pretty sure. Like he hasn't shot terribly in each game. But I mean, like Jaren's going to get to his spot, and I think he's finally getting utilized in that offense. And he even said it. He knows where the F he's going now. He didn't have an off season to prepare for it. Now he's in it, and you could tell he realized it in the Dallas game. So I think that relationship's getting better because I feel like there's a lot of give and take on both sides now. Like, hey, we like some of the stuff you're doing because Ja did endorse it last season. And then now you're looking at he's got his full offense installed now because it's his first full year. And now I think you saw some of the negatives of that offense.
Yeah.
But now Ja and Jaren have had those conversations. John, Jaren, and Iisalo are going back and forth with each other, figuring out what's the best way to utilize this entire team. And now you're finally seeing that come to fruition a little bit in the increased success rate of the offense, especially in the first half. You got to see it in the second half, but it's baby steps right now. We're taking those steps, though.
Yeah, I agree with baby steps. I feel like you said, these productive conversations have been had. Now, of course, I'm really trying not to look to the right of me.
I'm trying not to.
I'm really trying not to look to the right of me right now. But anyway, like I think last week was needed when everything was kind of, I don't want to say going to shit, but like it looked bad for like 4 or 5 days, or just looked bad. But I feel like
those 5 days were bleak after Halloween, dude.
Yeah, it was a bleak 5 days after Halloween. But I feel like that was needed. Sometimes, in relationships and friendships and coaching ships or whatever.
I'd rather it in November. Than in February.
I'd rather it in November. But of course, we heard all like, oh, Grizzlies trading Ja. Like Minnesota said that they trying to listen in on Ja. Like, bro, we're not trading Ja Morant. We're not firing Coach Iisalo. Like, we brought him in for a reason. We're not gonna fire him like 11 games into the season. So all that, thankfully, is getting quieter. It's not completely gone now, but it's getting quieter now. But I feel like the little things, like you said, like we're seeing the minutes go up. We're seeing the offense slowly but surely come on with it. But I also feel like a big part of that is because Jerome and Edie, 2 big passes of the pie, aren't there yet. So I feel like, with all things considered, I feel like he's not doing a bad job. Rotations, he still got to play his best players more. I still want to see Said playing close to 30 minutes and Jalen maybe 28 to 30 minutes. That's the only thing I can't stand with Iisalo right now. But I feel like they're going the right direction when it comes to building the version of these players in this relationship.
And I feel like the stereotypical argument, wait till we're healthy. I strayed away from it a little bit, but now that I'm thinking of it and seeing what this offense is becoming,
exactly.
Dadgummit, wait till we get those 2 guys back, man.
It's gonna be scary. And also, got to shout out Scottie Pippen. Today's his 25th birthday. He's also in the line. Maybe that's another ball handler that we can need. Also, another defender that could help us very much, because we talked about the post game balance. Jalen and Said have got some very tough matchups early on when it comes to guarding these perimeter players. And I feel like Scottie could be a very big help in that. I'm not saying he's going to lock anyone down, but he's another body that can be thrown at these guys. So just having a defender as well can make the defense look better, because the defense has looked better outside the first 5 games. It still can be better, but I'm slowly seeing the matriculation of it. We just need more guys back to bring everything together.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And it's one of those things that we're getting better. Like you said, Said and Jalen have guarded the likes of Kevin Durant and a couple other hard wing matchups. And they've done pretty well, because I think KD had 11 points in the Houston game.
You hold the greatest score of all time, arguably, to 11 points. It's a pretty good game. Yeah. I don't want to go this far. It entirely takes the minutes. That's nothing. Vince Williams and Cam Spencer, they have to find him minutes. Both of those guys,
they got to find
after Scottie and Jerome.
They got to find Cam more minutes.
They're playing well right now. Yeah, for sure. Because the spacing Cam brings is very appreciated right now, and we're gonna need that when guys get back as well. So yeah, I agree with you on that.
There you go. We're about to run into a very good problem about who gets what.
We got too many good guys on one roster.
Because we're not gonna. I mean, we're not gonna see the two-way guys. After that, but yeah, we're about to run into a very good problem. Vince is gonna bring great defense no matter what, but we finally get another ball handler that's not Vince. Vince has done decent, but we need Ty to come and take that off of him.
Yep, I agree, my boy David right here. The perimeter in general is gonna be a carousel. Like we have the guys that are set, like Ja and KCP and Sid and Jalen, but after that, it's just like whoever the cream flowing to the top. But I'm not prematurely, but something's very crazy happening, so we're gonna cut it a little bit. We're gonna hit this FanDuel pick of the week, and we're gonna get out of here because we right at an hour, right around 200 people. I don't know if you got your pick, but we gotta pay the bills. So I'm gonna have my pick first. I'm just gonna bet on the Eagles and Packers games that are going on right now. Currently, the Eagles are a very slight favorite, 1.5 point favorite. I'm taking the Packers on that. I just feel like Jordan Love is gonna get him a get right game. The Eagles are obviously the Eagles defending champions, but I feel like Micah Parsons, he doesn't like playing the Eagles for obvious reasons. So I feel like he's gonna be the X factor in that game and hopefully get 1 or 2 sacks on my boy Jalen Hurts. Do you have a pick you can come up with real quick?
Yeah, I'm looking real quick. Give me 2 seconds. There we go. I'm gonna keep it in the Grizzlies, and the Grizzlies are the spread tomorrow night is 10.5. Give me Grizzlies plus 10.5 against the Knicks.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Yeah, give me the Grizzlies plus 10.5 tomorrow night.
I know we're not the preview show. You can look at other shows for that for tomorrow.
Yeah,
but I honestly think we're going to have a good showing of Ja Morant. I feel like being that he's still in the lineup, he loves playing in New York, the biggest stage in basketball against Jalen Brunson. I think we're going to see a great version of Ja because Ja's confidence hasn't dipped at all, and that's what we love to see out of him. So I feel like we may see a game where his shots really start falling, and he's been passing the ball very well. So I'm predicting a Ja Morant double-double tomorrow. 20 and 10 double-double.
I like it.
But that's all we have for today's show of the No Bluffin Podcast. We got over 200 people in here. We're right under an hour. It would be a little longer, but something very exciting is happening to the right of me and JB right now. But again, shout out my boy Jerry. You can follow him again on JB Davidson _. He's a lot more active on the Bluff City Media channel. Very smart guy. He's on the daily grind. He's doing the post-game bounces. Now he's here. If y'all like him, I want to have him back next week. If y'all want to have him back, y'all let me know. But that's all we got. Anything else you want to plug, my boy Jared, or anything else you want to shout out?
Nah, man. I think you hit all the nails on the head there. But yeah, no. Appreciate you having me on tonight, man. I say we've been on 3 different shows in the past 4 days now.
Yeah, we definitely got a lot of each other, and it will be more because we're going to talk about this wrestling in like 30 seconds. But yes, as always, we'll always say, do something that makes you feel good. I'm Evan. It's my boy Jared. And as always, we say, go Grizz.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the No Bluffing Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, like and subscribe to Bluff City Media's YouTube page. For comprehensive coverage of all things Memphis sports, head over to www.bluffcitymedia.co and find out how you can become an insider. We will see you back here next week.